Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Ravenrock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvain being killed.
Is it going to be
The
killed?
Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head.
Why would they put it?
It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions. It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvain simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that. I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenrock.
No, I really
Ravenrock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing.
How can I help?
I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me.
What do I mean?
I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenrock. See if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistakes.
No, what you tell me about us?
Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people.
And there.
Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering.
What happened to us? Well, as a result.
They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council.
When did them eat?
During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own homeland, leaving us virtually defenseless. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. Don't worry, you can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
If you find...
Ah, this feels like coming home.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club.
They give it out.
Perfect. All that's left now is to go ahead and wait for the patrons to come in. As promised, here's a little something for yourself.
Tell me, have you ever heard of Winkleberry wine?
Well, well, Agil's got himself a spy, does he?
Dangerous drink.
Well, Zura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulans for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way.
You have a better idea?
Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulan ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for.
Why haven't you
What
told
makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adril and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulans must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up.
No, why did he?
Back in 95, Vila Ulan came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. But Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redoran Guard, and then murder Consular Morvain when we weren't looking.
You did this alone?
He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redoran Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulan was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulan ancestral tomb. Watch yourself out there. Looks like an ash storm might be brewing.
Yes? Yes, of... This one has no name. Ode to love. Love for... But for... They... Well, some people are just never satisfied. Ah! Memoirs of a Story Bard by Professor Benjamin Doon. Those annoying buggers kept me up all night with their singing again. Let me tell you, the sound that those cretins produced, I can only liken to the sound of dead cats mating with their own vomit. Honestly, those morons seem to think that it is acceptable to keep the elderly awake all night with their bloody singing. It is my hope that we get raided by bandits, and they take those instruments and shove them up their backsides.
That's a bit...
Ah, how quaint. Very well. Oh. A Hitchhiker's Guide to Skyrim. A work in progress by Professor Benjamin Doon. Chapter 2. A Traveller's Guide to Sampling the Culture and Hospitality of Other Races. The Falmor. Looking to dine and converse with a Falmor? Well, unless you're of the highest nobility, the chances are you won't be successful. If this is indeed the case, then at least take heart in knowing the following concerning the Falmor. Falmor truly are one of the most pompous and bureaucratic bunch of know-it-alls you're ever likely to meet. As anally retentive as rabbits with the personal charm of a mud crab, they are as irritating as it gets. If you're looking for any form of compassion or understanding from a Falmor, forget it. They wouldn't lift a finger to save their own grandmother without written authorization that has been signed in triplicate, buried in a troll cave for 3 months, and lost down a rabbit hole. So why would they give a hoot about you? They are, in every sense of the word, a bunch of jobsworths.
What the fuck's... Yes.
If you're still looking to experience Falmor hospitality, forget it. Unless you're somebody, you're nobody. The Falmors really are rather picky when it comes to who sits at their dinner table. This, of course, comes at a great disappointment to many females across Nirn, whom would like nothing better to do than to discuss hair products with the Falmor.
Oh.
It should be noted here that quite possibly their only redeeming feature is their hair, which they wear loose and beautifully adorned whenever they lower themselves to our level. In some high-ranking circles of Imperial society, one is no way considered upper class unless one has a Falmor hairdresser in attendance.
Oh. Do you have any?
Okay. Oh, okay. Very well.
What?
Very well.
I asked for that.
Need something?
I'm sneaking, but I'm not sure I'll be able to get back. Up again. Excuse me. This position plays havoc with my bowels.
I hope Geldus proved useful. You made an program. Ch.2. Are you sure?
Yes.
So Geldus's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Ch.2's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Ch.2, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen. If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck. Ch.2 is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since. They're quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their own hands. People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughing stock of the colony. Be careful. The Severans have betrayed us, and they'll be well armed.
Watch it, Talisu. For House of Honor. For Villa.
Is this your home? How quaint.
No. At least, not yet.
With the Asborn threat taken care of, I can get my men as they deserve.
Did you find any evidence? Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice.
Good.
I'm going to send 2 of the best Redoran Guard we have to take them down.
Is it tea time?
I want you to assist them any way you can. See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away. Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned.
There's a College of Winter. I'm beginning to like this partnership. Take a look. If you need any support. You know where to find me.
idiot.
Never should have come here.
Oh! Damn.
What has Daddy got for Christmas?
Fooled? Now!
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Then, it's finally over. What of the Redoran Guard I sent to assist you?
Slain, but
Damn
more
it.
in town.
I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this.
I am old, you know.
Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Excuse me, Councillor Morvain. I have some wonderful news.
Adriel, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulen's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Counselor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this, you have my deepest gratitude.
Thank you, Council.
Now, I'm certain Adriel was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial.
Oh?
Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Counselor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
Nice. Excellent. Now,
Hello? I say hello. No, definitely dead.